You're watching Fine and Dandy. Cheers.
Hi, my name's Cameron, and you need to check out the Fine and Dandy podcast.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy.
Watch the Fine and Dandy podcast. Good shit.
Hey, what's up? We're Soe, and you're watching Fine and Dandy.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Blacasso, and you're tuning in with Fine and Dandy.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy! Welcome back, guys. We've been gone for a little while, but thank you for tuning back in. Well, actually, I think there's an episode that's going to release right before this, so thank you for returning to your favorite podcast. Another week of Fine and Dandy. You guys are awesome. This episode's going to be very sentimental, so gear up, you guys. Get those emotions ready.
Ready to cry?
But I did want to say, isn't it crazy, before we get into that, isn't it crazy that, like, taking a Xanax would be the equivalent of someone saying taking a chill pill?
I mean, it's a little bit more, what's the word?
I guess that's what that phrase used to mean.
A little more
I
abrasive.
mean, you know what I mean?
But, like,
I don't know what else you could mean about chill
Ludes.
pill. Like,
Ludes?
Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
I've never had a
Quaaludes.
Quaalude.
They don't
What's
exist.
the-
They don't exist.
It's not like they don't exist anymore. Or they never.
Yeah, they don't make them
existed?
anymore.
No, yeah.
They stopped making them a long.
Yeah.
But did they at one time? Did they do that
What? Take Quaaludes?
Is that what it was for? To chill
to
people out?
chill people
or-
out? That's kind of what I'm saying. Did they chill
I think
people out?
it might have been muscle relaxers. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was a muscle.
Get the lids. Nah, but I don't know. I mean, it is a little bit. It is kind of the same thing, but it is also a little bit more of an abrasive thing. Like, take a chill pill is more like relaxed and calm. You can maybe like. It sounds like you're trying to like disengage from conflict rather than cause conflict.
Whereas take a fucking Xanax.
Where have you had your Xanax today?
Yeah,
It's
that's
kind
the-
of
okay,
a
so
little
that's where
more
I was leaning
abrasive.
towards when I was talking about it earlier. Like, well, hey.
Like,
Hey.
well, I haven't, but that's pretty fucked up of you to
no,
ask.
I would never take that, even if you asked me to.
It makes me not smile.
Yo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny, actually. I did not know this because there's a band by this name. There's actually a song that I love with the same name, but they went by the name Disco Biscuits.
And that's another
What-
name for a
Quaalude.
Quaalude. The Disco Biscuit.
I did not know that.
I am changing my username on everything to Disco Biscuit.
I don't know. I feel like raunchy blowfish kind of goes hard.
You do? Thank you.
I like
I
it.
appreciate that. Thank you. I
That's-
am raunchy blowfish on all.
But they were sleeping pills.
So they,
Oh, there's sleeping
so
pills.
they weren't chill. Well, I guess
Wait,
you could
is that
say
what he
that's
says in
kind
Wolf
of a
of Wall
chill
Street?
pill.
He's like, if you can stay awake through it, then you,
That's what it makes it.
that what it was?
euphoric, maybe,
Yeah, that's what it was. If you could stay awake through it, it made it, yeah.
but also
really
makes it
high.
like the alcohol.
It just
and
sounds
Coke
tough because
and
I
all
can
the
fall
other shit.
asleep at any moment.
Well, not everybody was doing Wolf of Wall Street. Some people were just.
I don't know. It seemed like the
Loaded
norm.
up
If you watch
or-
that movie, Martin Scorsese made it seem pretty normal.
Everyone was doing Quaaludes and alcohol and Coke.
You had to be the
He wasn't alone on
richest
that
people.
yacht.
yeah right.
This is-
the yacht.
Yeah, so take a chill pill. But yeah, I don't know, maybe because if you're like, take a Xanax, it just sounds a lot more disrespectful but and weird. But
Very specific as well. Like, how'd you know that was my prescription? I could be on like
Yeah.
Klonopin or some other shit.
Yeah.
People don't take Xanax anymore. There's Klonopin. There's
Fucking
Nobody-
lean.
yeah, just
Sorry.
drink a bottle of lean. Dude, that was me when I was sick earlier. I was taking Robitussin like times a day.
Yeah.
Me last
make you
week.
drowsy.
Well, I got the non drowsy one. It was max strength drowsy. Tasted like the worst thing I've ever.
Yeah, I like the extra drowsy. The
I wasn't
the
trying to. I
codeine
was
drowsy.
sick, dude.
That's where I'm at. That's where
I was
reside.
sick.
Sick how? Like you hit a sick kickflip or like what kind of sickness are we talking
No,
about?
it was like
Down.
throat, like
Down with the sickness,
throat,
bro.
fever, and headache for like a solid straight up week.
Was it Cove?
Yeah,
I
Was it
didn't
Jordan
check.
Cove?
I didn't check. I just went and got 30 different shots because
he did have the Cove. He had the Enclave.
The Enclave.
What's the Enclave?
It's the Cove.
Oh,
Wait.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Without the ID. Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went and got 30 shots, and I was like, that was
Where's
pretty
your
much it.
ID, son? He's like, I'm just the
A
code.
little bit of horse paste.
Horse
That was
paste.
good to go.
What are you
Yeah,
saying over there?
That's some
You were-
ivermectin.
You were what?
That's what
Is
they
it
were
a
calling
paste? I thought it was like a.
No, that's what they were.
He
It's
loves
probably
horse
thick.
paste.
It's probably like really like.
Cause they called it horse dewormer, but I mean it does other shit.
Y'all
right?
lost me. I don't know what's
I think they
going on.
actually just changed it where
It's
the
one of
FDA can't label it as.
I'm still stuck on
It's-
horse paste. I'm
Okay, so
literally-
ivermectin is a
Iver-
medication that has won the Nobel Prize for specific things, but it during the
what'd you say? Epinephrine?
ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
But during the COVID shit, Joe Rogan talked about how it helped him get healthy like in 2 to 3 days instead of being out for like a week or 2.
You took some of that?
No, it's not
No,
what he
that
said.
was being
He joking.
sarcastic because people
Um,
like freak out if you say, "Oh, I just." And they're
But-
like,
to try to
"The
like
horse paste."
to try to discredit Joe Rogan instead of like framing it as like a Nobel Prize winning medication that's been prescribed
called
to
it a horse paste.
billions of people across the globe. They said Joe Rogan is telling people to take horse dewormer. Which is
Which it works very well.
inherently, if you can look at it like from the full scope, it's hilarious.
What's a,
Yeah.
what is a horse dewormer?
A horse
like if
dewormer.
a
So
horse
if you
gets
have
worms,
worms,
yeah,
it
dewormer,
deworms them. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it
'cause it
basically like
kills-
clears your shit out.
But now there's like a list of like best
Hey.
treatments for COVID, and ivermectin's like one of the top.
Yeah, it's been shown to help
So
significantly
had
with the
to-
symptoms.
they'll
But it
probably
doesn't-
never bring that up again.
It
I would
doesn't
imagine.
affect
No news channel.
transmission. It
Gonna
doesn't affect how
bring up that
like
they said that.
how you can spread it or how it can be how your immune system would be to block from it being spread to you. But it does help with the symptoms of COVID.
Yeah, I took some disco biscuits. I felt a lot.
So that's a drug, right? Quaaludes
Wait,
Yeah.
Disco Biscuit.
and a song in the band.
And a band, yeah, which is wild.
Yeah, the name is the Disco Biscuits. They're actually really popular.
The
Really?
Quaaludes, bro. That's
So
crazy.
I totally couldn't even change my social media.
It's taken.
Or
Look like a
or maybe they haven't got it yet. You
All I
got,
get is
you buy
followers.
in on
Not
the
a
you buy in on the domain and then you force them to buy it from you at like 110% profit.
People really do that kind of shit.
I know.
It's a real thing.
You should do it. I'm
Maybe I
telling you
should
to
just
do
buy a
it.
bunch of- That's how I get rich. Just buy a bunch of domains and fuck people over.
I
It's
mean,
like,
there's the whole
your grandmaster plan. I'm just gonna just screw people over a couple times and win a couple lawsuits. That
it's pretty sick, honestly, if you think about
maybe
it.
I'll
but
buy someone's right.
It is crazy how like there is a portion of the justice system that is just specifically for manipulating like the law.
Yeah, gotta inherit in the system. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, it's just, there's like a whole like sector of people just trying to find a way to utilize the laws that are in place to benefit either themselves or someone else or corporations or whatever. Da, 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 da.
Probably the first one more than anything.
Well, I'm saying the
No, I'm just saying,
corporations
like, out
could
of
do
all
it
of
for
them, probably-
themselves,
yeah,
type
yeah.
thing. So it's the same thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't really see too much benefiting.
Yeah, no, not too much. No,
Nope.
it's not too much Robin Hood activity. More take from the rich and give to myself. Because
My
because
pocket.
I earned it.
Yeah, I think you could do it, dude. The Disco Biscuits is disco_biscuits. I think you that's what I was looking up the whole time. Think you
Oh,
could do
you're
it.
still on that?
Yeah, I was still
That wasn't
looking.
very
Yeah.
long. I hope don't feel bad.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did I fall out?
I think you might need to
They have their
stop
own.
taking so many chill pills.
Yeah, dude.
And
They have
you-
their
you could
own.
Stop
maybe,
taking all your fucking Xanax.
maybe
okay?
you need to transition into the cough syrup that does have the drowsy in it.
Extra drug.
You got to go extra drowsy with it, dude.
They
you
do
know?
have their own fest though, and they play 4 times.
4 times. Oh, they play 4 times at their own fest.
Yeah.
How many days is it?
How do you feel about that?
3.
Is that a dick move?
No,
Kinda douche?
a lot of people do that. Liquid plays 3 times at
Does
his
that make
shit.
it cool?
Excision plays 3 times at his shit.
Does that make it a cool, or is it still a dick move that everyone does?
Well, I guess if it's your festival,
Yeah,
not super.
I think at
You have a festival about yourself. play Fortune.
I mean, it's entirely egotistical, but like, don't you deserve it?
If I'm throwing this shit
At
together,
that point,
I'm
if you
playing-
can afford to run have a festival, yeah, you can do whatever.
See,
the
I
fuck
would
you
have
want.
adverse thought
You
processes.
do. Oh,
I
somebody
would want
bought Renfest.
someone bought Renfest.
Yeah, he sold it. The king, whatever his name was, the guy that runs it.
the
he
king.
fucking,
Holy shit!
So, well, that's what everybody calls him.
Huzzah to the king!
Yeah, whoever he is.
Long live the king!
That dude was kind of a butthole anyway, but
Just read
but
it.
it's kind of sucks because he sold it to I think like a corp.
The king has been a bit of a bastard for a while now, from what I understand. Still a fairly good time. Good news is he won't be around for too much longer. Also, a bastard king sort of fits the idea of a bit if you spin it in your head the right way.
Just for the Renaissance Festival, or is this just a bit on a king?
No, this is the king that is that guy. This is this is
like-
the Texas Renaissance Festival. R. Houston.
Is this the guy? He like
Subreddit.
invented Texas Renaissance Festival? Or
Ran
he's
it the whole
owned it
time. Yeah, he's
for-
owned it. I don't even know if he was the first person to own it, but he's owned it for.
Yeah.
I mean, the Renfest has been.
Someone said, quick note, you can bring your own water bottle and no one cares what's in it. We'll save you a lot when you were there. Someone comments.
I do it every time.
Someone comments, it is like, bro, I don't care if you bring loaded flasks. Just don't walk in chugging it at the front gate in front of the attendants.
Yeah, literally. It really. Every time we go in, I walk in with a water bottle of tequila.
Yeah, I mean they don't really.
The
I've never
beer
gotten
is like
grist.
$15 for a fucking Miller Lite or something.
Yep.
It's pretty outrageous.
No,
Like-
the
like,
prices there are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
rodeo for
Yeah,
widows.
Definitely eat before you go in there. You're gonna get something.
Nah, I gotta
Bring them.
get
You
like
better
the turkey
be
leg or
prepared for
something.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to get the classic stuff. I actually prefer the
Scotch
bacon.
egg?
Bacon on a stick is really good.
I haven't tried that.
I've not had the Scotch egg. I've never had the
It's because
Scotch.
it's like a fried egg, but it's engulfed in like a ball of sausage.
Yeah.
So you cut into it, and it's the egg when the yolk comes out.
No, I've had a Scotch egg.
But
I've
you
never had
haven't
them
had
at
it
Renfest.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
my mom makes them for Christmas thing.
That's Scotch
They're
eggs
fire.
go hard. Yeah, they go hard. They're really good. But yeah, I've had that. I've had quite. I like to try the food because they have some good things. A lot of it's not great, but a lot.
Yeah.
Look, it's a line. Either it's really fucking awesome.
This is one of those things where it's terrible.
So it
Still
sucks
both
because everything's
$20.
expensive. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Still both $20.
It's all expensive, but you might get something really good, or you might waste. You just gotta know.
Yeah, really. Well, and like I always tell people, the other good thing you can do is like if they've never been to Fest, I'm like, all right, look, don't get beer, just
Mead.
get unless you're just balling out, which is
Mead.
just get a bottle of mead
Yeah.
by yourself and just have it for. Because it's like $30 for a bottle of mead, but that will get you there. Pretty much set.
What does
after
mead
that.
taste like?
It
Honey,
is honeyed wine.
Is it good?
have you not been to Rimfest?
Have you ever
Been to Renfest, haven't never drinking mead.
It's good. It's sweet, and it's pretty strong.
Yeah, that shit'll fuck you up fast.
And if you're not eating a lot, which if you're camping that week, probably not. But it'll get you there pretty around all day long. Like, but it's good, sticky. Wow.
Wow.
Is that what you want to talk about, Cole?
Yeah. Love.
For those
It's
of you who are contemplating or have never been, which I feel like most people who are watching this podcast have probably more than likely been, check out the Texas Renfest. It's the biggest Renfest in the country.
The country, yeah.
It is, yeah. No, every time I go, I meet people from out of state who are like, "Yeah, we come." 'cause
I've met
it's-
people from out of country,
That's crazy.
like people from Canada.
That's wild.
They probably had family that.
I've actually heard the Austin one that they do.
Sherwood.
I heard that
Yeah,
one's really.
Sherwood's getting
Oh,
bigger
shit.
every year.
Yeah,
Hey,
Like, a
yo,
lot of people are going there instead of Texas.
that one's more homie fest
HBO,
style vibe. It's more
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It's smaller. It's smaller.
Community
more,
feel.
Yeah.
Forgive me if this already dropped and I'm just late, but HBO made a docu-series about the Texas Renaissance Festival and the Shakespearean power struggle. An upcoming 3-part documentary covering the Texas Renaissance Festival's founder and self-appointed king selecting his successor premiered its first episode at South by Southwest in Austin on Saturday.
This
Just-
year?
Yeah.
What?
And this is
Wow.
from March 12th of this year.
I didn't even hear about that. Maybe that's why that.
So maybe it
people at
hasn't
work
dropped
told
yet.
me about this.
So maybe it hasn't dropped yet. This because they debuted it at South by Southwest, so that might have been like a premiere screening type of thing, but it hasn't actually dropped on HBO.
That's wild, though.
But they're making a documentary, I guess, a docuseries about
That is wild.
the king and I guess how he's choosing his successor, how he chose his successor.
I have a very, very bad feeling. I have a very bad feeling.
Hey, it might be a good docuseries though.
No, the docuseries sure is probably going to be good, but the whole fact that I have a very.
It's gonna get mainstream type shit.
I
Well, it's
think-
already
Well, I
getting
think they're
mainstream.
it's gonna be corporate, so they're gonna hunker down on a lot more stuff.
We'll see.
It's just generally not.
Hey, then you know what? Sherwood's going to keep continuing to get bigger every
No,
year.
exactly, just like it has, literally.
Nah, but sure. I mean, things like that are always a little bit better because, you know, it's people who basically go to probably the Texas. They also probably go to Texas Ren Fair because it's bigger.
Yeah.
But, like, those same people go for more of, like, a community feel. at
Well, the
Sherwood.
camp for
It's
I don't
called
know how
Fairy
I don't know
something,
how the
think.
camping is. I don't know. At Renfest, it's like I literally tell people like, don't even get to school. Literally just one.
I need to experience it, I think.
Like I could try to tell you about it, but you won't get.
Not to make it one of those, and maybe we'll go into it in a later podcast, but what are some tips and tricks you would give to those maybe listening right now?
I would say
Or the
like
Ren Fair.
general like festival camping tips, like bring a lot of wipes. You know what I mean? Like especially if it's a place that's not gonna have easy access to showers.
Yeah, you don't want to be a dirty boy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be a
Dirty
dirty whore.
girl.
But
Smell like shit. Smell
I
like
would say
shit.
have a lot of those. Bring a shit ton of water. Bring firewood and bring something to put firewood in case firewood doesn't.
They let you do fires out there?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
there was like a fire ban or whatever it's
No,
called, burn
no.
ban.
Damn.
I said a burn ban, bitch.
Oh no, definitely not. No, everyone has fire. Like the whole thing is you can walk around and like just go into other people. Like you know, you don't be rude about it. You don't walk into people's space, but like poke their head and
How do you
got heroin? And be like, hey, can we come chill with you guys? We like y'all's music. And we'll just be like, hell yeah, come on over here. Like whatever. And meet people. The first thing we do when we get there, and I recommend everybody does this for stuff like this, we immediately go to all of our neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Front, back, left, right, and we go talk to them. Past time, we just walked over and started giving. We're like, hey, got this, here you go. And all of those people were hanging out with.
That's a good tip. I would say not just for any. If you're going to any festival and camping, that's just a good tip.
Yeah.
Get to
yeah.
know your neighbors. Go. I do wine bag. I'm a wine bag kind of guy. So
Oh, you give everybody a pour out of the wine.
No,
I-
slap the
you
bag.
slap
Slap
the
the bag.
So you
Ah,
know,
yes, yes.
I go around to my neighbors. You know.
Yeah.
Slap the bag. Hey, everybody. Hey, you want to slap the bag?
What if they say we don't drink?
Some people are like, nah, I'm
We're
good.
sober.
Some people do say they don't do that, but I mean, you know, but
Who's
some
the
people,
asshole
You.
bringing them out?
I was saying you. But
Oh,
it's
me
for asking.
specifically? Oh.
that's why I tell them, I'm like, well, I already spiked your water.
Like
With LSD. Have fun, dude.
Happy
They're like,
bicycle
"Oh,
day,
okay, no."
bitch.
They're like, no, we just don't drink. That's fine. Like,
It's like, oh, you got any
Really?
more?
Yeah,
No.
that would be wild. I was talking to one of my friends about that. Like, imagine being dosed with LSD and you don't know it's about to happen. Like, imagine being drugged with LSD. Like, out of nowhere, you just start tripping balls.
Yeah, that
No,
happened.
you would-
You would literally feel like you're just going
You would
crazy.
just think that you were having a psychotic
No,
break.
that happened to Ali
Exactly.
and Mark
And
my
people
homies.
used to do it to Jimi Hendrix
because they
thought
were
he-
like some dudes like, hey, you want it could have been anything in that blunt, but they were like, yeah, you want to hit the blunt? They hit the blunt, right? And then like I forgot we were talking, and they were like, dude, I think I might be tripping right now. And then the other one's like, dude, are we tripping right now? And they're like, what the fuck? And then yeah, it
that would
it
be
scarred
really
him though.
scary.
It scarred him
Yeah,
though. Yeah, yeah.
for sure. I
Because he's
probably
scared.
wouldn't even do
He's
it
like,
again.
I'll never take a blunt from a stranger ever again.
I wouldn't advise it. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
advisable.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, off the bat,
You
it's
have
probably
to-
not a good idea. But
you have to
I've been to a
100%
concert. And
You have to 100% understand
passed
the
over
risks
to you.
that are involved with taking a blunt from a stranger. I'm not recommending it, but I have done it and will do it again.
I've done
Yeah.
it. I mean, I don't smoke now, but I've done it in the past.
And I have no reservations against it. Now, the minute that I start foaming up some fucking, like, having a seizure or some shit because I took a blunt, that's the other thing, is if someone's smoking a blunt right in front of me, and then I hit that blunt, like, how am I going to be acting so much crazier than this person in front of me is acting type
Because they
shit?
know.
But they know, but also it's like they're not foaming at the mouth or fucking.
Oh, you mean
Like whenever people like I don't know, is that like a bodily thing? I'm not trying to. I'm more so asking a question, and I'm kind of curious on how that works. Whenever someone hits a blunt that someone passes them, and it's like, yeah, there's angel dust in there. It's like, well, how are you okay?
Like all the time.
Yeah.
Type shit, but like, is that something you can build a tolerance to, like to a degree?
Probably.
I don't.
I think you could build a tolerance.
I'm more so
to
just
literally
curious.
Anything.
I guess
Other than
that's
maybe
fair.
crack. Like you got to just blast off.
Can you build a tolerance to crack? Let's find out. Can you build a tolerance to crack?
Yeah, but I would say at Renfest,
Hey,
get friendly with your neighbors. With
DEA, I
wipes.
don't like crack. Don't
Wipes
come after
bring
me,
like
please.
a lot of protein. Like
A
as
grill?
far as
Can you
well,
bring full grills or
yeah,
just propane
well,
grills?
we use a propane grills. Like I don't know. Well, there's a whole people that cook out there in the campsite, like in the campgrounds. There's people that have been cooking and selling their food like 10 years. They have nothing to do with Renfest. That's a big thing. So like in reality, you can walk around and go find places to buy food. Barbecue out there, guy out there, the soup, and so there's stuff out there. But if the more meat and like protein, less hunger you will be. You know, because like that protein is like what makes you feel a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It
But
says
it's
you
probably
can.
better to eat whatever.
I usually in the morning I'll scramble up some eggs and just do some ground beef and that bitch call it a day.
That's what I'm saying.
breakfast.
Oh, we make a lot of bacon.
Yeah.
Oh,
We make a
dude.
lot of bacon when we're out there.
My breakfast is like a couple cups of coffee and like
Camping-wise?
two dabs. Oh no, sorry.
Oh,
like
Camping-wise,
my
though.
regular breakfast.
Like for camping, you wake up with 2 cups of coffee and then 2 dabs.
No, for camping it would be 1 cup of coffee, probably an egg, and 2 blunts.
2
Absolutely.
for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. 3 if someone's there with
Those are
me.
the other 2 scrambled eggs. You know?
Yeah, I have to create them.
You're scrambling the eggs in your brain.
No, absolutely.
not.
Camping and weed goes together, dude.
Not for me, but for some.
Yeah.
Honestly, like on that note of like
Lots of ice.
Renfest, dude, I want to do Burning Man at least once.
I do
I'd
too.
like to go at least once.
I'm not even a festival
Not
guy.
huge on
I'm
it,
not
but-
But you have to be like, like there's nothing out there.
yeah,
You've got to, but it is more like,
it's immersive.
yeah, it is more like Renfest though, in the sense the reason because they remind me it's like where people are cooking shit up and people do like it's all barter
Just do
system.
their thing. Yeah.
It's no money exchange and shit, but everyone has their own thing. It's a town.
It's also
Yeah, yeah.
like
that's,
a,
that's how Renfest camping is.
It's a city.
and it's
That's what
also
I
like a
tried to-
support system. Like it's not like if you're cooking burgers, it's not like you're just cooking for like you and whoever's around you. You're probably gonna be cooking for like a couple hours because you know people are gonna be walking by and you are comfortable feeding the family type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
The family that's around you at all times.
it's way more immersive
their
of an
own-
experience.
Because it's like all of these people are in their own lives, but everyone's kind of coexisting. And as much as you would want to be coexisting and like not causing problems or not causing shifts in like the natural course of things, everyone else has that same mentality as well. So whenever everyone's kind of coexisting at like that level of like I'm scratching your back and you're scratching mine without even asking, it becomes like a different thing, like a different level of society, or not even like society at that point. It's almost like you can't even really put a like word to it.
What I have heard is burners are the most like prepared, like prep people ever, but also burners are the
You
weird.
don't burn, bro.
They're kind of on it. Like they know. But burners also
You're
are
not a burner.
some of the weirdest people you'll meet.
Yeah, I mean,
Some of the
it
weirdest
takes a
people you'll
certain-
ever meet, but also some of the like the most prepared and like cool people.
These are people that spend that almost every waking moment in their entire life outside of Burning Man, preparing for the next year's Burning Man.
Yes.
Like
yeah, that is wild. That is a real thing.
No,
That
100%.
I mean, that's kind of what I do with Renfest. I pretty much like as soon as it's over, it's like
all right, how are we doing?
can't wait
this
till next year.
Yeah.
But it's like we've talked
back
about,
to normal life for a little.
no, for them that is like, like
But see,
that's-
that is
Yeah,
also
yeah, a lot
it's
of
also
people
a
are-
little bit different than Renfest in the way that Renfest has these different weekends with different
Oh, it's
themes,
very different.
different
Yeah,
crowds.
very different.
Whereas like this
Like, I
is
mean,
just
they're
like
not
this
the same thing.
this 1 week, one thing like that people are like literally devoting portions of their lives to. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
insane.
Whereas like Renfest has that, but it's more like segmented a little bit with the different
Yeah, for sure,
weekends
yeah.
and the different crowds,
Oh.
different booths and things like that.
Also, a good tip: best weekends to go.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have
Pirates,
kids, don't have kids, can be Pirate Weekend.
Viking,
Can be Barbarian
no,
Weekend,
Barbarian. That's what it is.
and then All Hallows Eve, which is the Halloween. Those are the definitely best ones. Highlander Christmas is cool, but a lot of people are
Isn't that Celtic? No, you mean Celtic Christmas?
Celtic Christmas.
Because
sorry.
Highlander Weekend's a different
Yeah,
one.
Highlander Weekend's a different.
And then they have Celtic Christmas.
And
And then they
then
have Heroes versus
Thanksgiving.
Villains.
Yeah, and the Thanksgiving is pretty dope.
Don't
I-
they
I
have
did not eat the
something
food,
dreams,
but-
something
but
dreams,
Heroes-
dreams
Thousand
something?
Dreams.
Thousand Dreams.
Thousand
Yeah.
Dreams is
Heroes
one.
and Villains is for the kids.
It
Yeah.
really is, yeah.
That's for the kids.
Thousand Dreams kind of too. No, it's kind of more dress up colorful for the like. It's kind of for the kids too. a little
It's
bit.
definitely not one of the bigger party ones.
right.
Definitely not. It's like fairy.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
because I don't know what it is, but some part of my brain attaches the idea of fairies to just like Peter Pan and like kid shit.
Yeah, kidnapping children and taking them off to never.
As a child,
As a
Kidnapping
child,
other
it's kids
children.
kidnapping kids.
You know?
Come on.
kid kidnapping.
Was he a kid?
Can't cancel Peter Pan.
Or
Whoa.
were we just given like a kind of crazy backstory, and Peter Pan was just the kid that was like the drug mule, like he would attract
Exactly.
the other
Exactly.
kids, and he was always in cahoots with Captain Hook.
Yeah.
But like their fights were theatrical and dramatic, so that the kids wouldn't really know that Peter Pan was his messenger, and like,
Really, he's probably got the best job.
hey man, he's
You know, he
protected.
gets to hang out with the kids. It's a little bit.
Whoa, where you going with that?
Just kidding.
No.
No, finish that sentence.
Yeah, where are we going with that?
Yeah, Peter, in my head.
Hang out with the kids
Get to
and
play
do
with the kids and
Yeah.
sleep with the kids.
touch the kids' hearts.
Like that scene in School of Rock.
Uh,
I've touched your kid.
and then
Yeah,
your kids have
touched-
definitely touched me.
Yeah. Or your kids have
Yeah.
touched me, and I'm pretty sure I've touched them too.
And they're all like,
Get them.
yeah, they're all just pissed.
Did he just say he touched our kids?
Yeah.
You think he's
aren't
Peter
they making
Pan?
aren't they gonna make a sequel?
I hope not, yeah.
I think they are. I think they might be doing
All woman cast,
all female cast.
probably. Not to say I hate.
Can be
against
made
that.
by Disney.
I don't hate on that. I just think let's make original movies, maybe, and not just make a remake of a movie and throw an all woman cast. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
a thing.
Or ruin Lord of the Rings with a non-show.
I mean, if
Pro-
you don't watch it, then it's not ruined.
Like, why do Project X and make a second Project X?
It's too late.
Yeah. Was it Project X was the party movie?
Yeah.
The-
Are they
I never
remaking
saw
it?
I never actually.
with all woman cast.
No fucking shit.
Yeah, double X
Are you
What is
serious?
it?
Project Double X?
or some shit like that. What?
What happens when they get to Triple X?
Fucking Vin Diesel comes out.
Just Vin
I was
Diesel or
like-
Ice Cube.
Yeah, or Ice Cube.
Or
If
Ice
you
Cube.
know when it's triple X too, they should have quadruple X for the second one.
Yeah,
Bro,
Well,
what
then
the
I think it
fuck
looks
is
like an
this?
adult site, probably. at
Well, it
that point.
already did at that point.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. Still an all-female cast, other than Vin Diesel
No, Vin Diesel's the
in Triple X.
he's the pacifier.
But he's dressed as Riddick, but he drives a Mitsubishi.
But he's the protector, like in Pacifier,
Exactly. Because now Riddick has a kid.
who
And
is one of the three girls. They're like,
exactly.
they're like, Papa,
yes, exactly.
it's me,
That's-
Padre.
It's kind of crazy because you guys just guessed the whole script. No, I'm kidding.
Vin Diesel's in it. Holy shit!
That is the summary that you.
That's actually pretty sick.
It is Vin Diesel's daughter.
Ludacris?
It's like the baby. It's the pacifier meets
Riddick
Triple X. So
and
it's like
Triple X
it's like
and
he's
Fast and Furious.
He is. It's family.
See?
Family was the
Family.
key.
Damn, if you actually think about it, like outside of the Chronicles of Riddick, like every single one of his films was about family.
Well, Triple X was
All
I mean, kinda. It was like he kind of built like a family with like his unit.
I guess everything's about that point.
No,
It's all about
family.
family.
All about family.
It's all about family.
not familiar.
Family.
How do you think Paul Walker feels about all that?
He wished he
Dead,
was,
probably.
he's a part of the family. He wished he could see his
Or
16
I guess
year old
ma-
girlfriend
He's like,
one
y'all
more
literally
time.
killed it.
I guess more so maybe I guess what I'm asking is maybe like his camp, like his family, like how do you think they feel about like the franchise's continuation? Because I feel like he was a staple in
I
that
thought you were gonna
franchise.
say, how do you think they felt about his 16-year-old girlfriend?
I didn't know that. Holy shit! Wait, Paul Walker had a 16-year-old girlfriend?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Kind of wild.
Yeah.
Damn,
you
way
could
to-
say it was furious. It was a little too fast.
It was just a little.
He just thought she was growing up.
Yeah.
Maybe too furious.
Yeah, he was too furious. He was too furious about it.
This is tough because he's like dead, but like,
He
I
was-
didn't know that. That's
What
fucking-
other
that's
movies
fuck-
was he in?
That one.
Pacifier.
He was not in Pacifier.
He was. He wanted the role though.
I hate that I typed in his name and literally all the movies that come up are Fast and Furious. movies. Into the Blue, She's All That.
He was in
Great,
that movie?
two other great movies.
What was he? She's All That is a good. Channing
Uh-huh.
Tatum, bro.
Uh-huh.
Amanda Bynes. Come on, dude.
Brick Mansions.
Heard of it.
What is that?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, just stop naming movies, dude. We know what he was in. It was Fast and the Furious. All right.
Fuck up.
He was in Fast and the Furious.
No, but what I was trying to say is that how do you think like his camp feels about like the continuation of the series? 'Cause I feel like he was a big staple in like
They
the
probably don't
series
give a-
being a thing. You don't think they give a fuck? Because like I feel like he's not getting like any. They're not. His camp isn't getting any notoriety or money from
Vin
the
Diesel's movie.
continuation. What
Yeah,
are you
honestly,
talking
It's
about?
his production company.
Is it
Vin
really?
Diesel owns Fast and the Furious.
Go back. We're learning things. Vin Diesel owns.
Being too fast for you.
It is moving so furiously.
I honestly only liked the first one in Tokyo.
Tokyo Drift was good.
It
I
was
mean,
just
Too
a-
Fast
but that
and
was just a
Furious
good
obvious.
me-
The first 5 were pretty good. Then 6 and
Oh
7.
my fucking! I have the same theory about all those movies. It's fast cars, big guns, and hot girls.
Yeah, but that's awesome. I don't
That's
like
it.
them, but you know that's kind of an awesome concept.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
it only
they
works
went
for
to
so
space on
long.
one of them. You know, I mean,
That's where, like, come on, what the fuck we do?
they did Hobbs and Shaw. Then
That's
they
why
did Fast
Elon
10.
sent the car rocket.
All right.
Space.
So, the owner
to
of
you.
Fast and Furious is Universal Pictures. I don't think Vin Diesel owns Universal Pictures.
The Rock might. The Rock
The
did.
Rock might.
That's fair.
Him, fucking Kevin Hart, and The Rock have a joint venture.
Whatever happened to The Rock as, like, Black Adam? Is that not gonna happen?
I mean, they made the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole thing is supposed to be Black Adam, right?
I
Like,
mean-
the whole idea. Or Superman versus Black Adam.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, they would. Hopefully, they
One of
would
his
do
great
like.
rivals, you know, like.
I mean,
the whole
hopefully
point
they
of
would
him.
do a reenactment of that, but they might just go the level of Black Adam in the comics that was like after he fought Shazam and Superman, where he started becoming like more of like a anti-hero, that's what they did in the first one.
Yeah.
He's not
That's
like
true.
really like evil or
Like Moon
good.
Knight.
He's just kind of like Moon Knight.
Technically,
He has
like, a lot of
his
people
own,
consider
serves
Moon
his own
Moon Knight
purposes.
just a bit
Yeah,
Yep.
in the comics at least. Yeah.
kind of crazy.
But I loved the. I don't think a lot of people liked it because everyone just saw it as the easiest thing to shit on, which is Disney Plus shows for Marvel stuff. Which I'm not gonna say that there wasn't a massive amount of misses in some of the things that they did. There definitely is a lot of
I
fair
thought the show was
criticism.
overall just medium. It wasn't one of the worst things. To me, it was.
I
just
fucked.
medium.
I fucked with the whole concept of like the.
I like
this-
him as a hero.
Well, I was gonna say,
One of my favorites.
I liked Oscar Isaac's performance, and I also
Yes,
liked the
he's a good actor.
concept that you don't really know whether this person's in a mental institute or if he's going through a psychotic break or which personality he's in, and like that concept of like personality disorder that can, or is it borderline personality disorder, where like you can kind of like change on a moment's notice and not have any recollection or control of the things that you were doing previously, type of thing.
I remember learning about it in class, but I don't want to
Quote it, yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah, but
I mean,
like
I'm not speaking from a scientific point of view, but I just think that
personality disorder is super different from.
Okay.
I cannot remember.
How?
Hey,
Right.
wrong, by the way. Fucking Vin Diesel owns One Race Films production company, which has helped to make Fast and the Furious movies and the Riddick franchise.
Help to make
So he
doesn't
owns-
mean he owns the fucking movies.
Okay, well, okay. The Riddick movie, the most recent one.
It says it just helps help multiple film franchises in the science fiction thriller Riddick and
That
the
makes me
action genre.
upset that he'd be willing to make that movie and had to stay in.
Vin Diesel is the producer of One Race Films, which is funny that it's. I don't know where he was going. If it's like
One Race.
if it's like
That's
Fast.
kind of wild.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like Fast and the Furious.
That was brave of him.
Yeah, is
to
it
do that?
Fast and the Furious based or is it one,
Riddick based.
or is it One Race?
He survives on Into the Future. From Riddick.
What race is he though?
Like-
All right, how about this?
Isn't he Italian? He's like, wait. Right?
Hear me out. Fuck, is he?
Not?
He's human. All right, hear me out though. Instead of fucking, I can't remember his name right now. The guy that has fucking what's it called when you shake a lot?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox.
What about
yeah,
him?
instead of Michael J. Fox, it's Vin Diesel.
In Fast and wait, or in Back to the Future?
Just him driving the DeLorean.
That's gotta go back in time. This is
Do you think he'd still be as worried about family?
His mother's white and his adoptive father's African American, so we don't really know what. I guess
He's racially ambiguous.
You know what's funny? I said, "What ethnicity is Vin Diesel?" You scroll down, and the first question on the it said people also ask. The first question is, "What nationality is Dominic Toretto?"
like just context of
They
the
said
movie
in the sphere of this film, in the universe, in the Fast and Furious verse, in the Fastiverse, is what is this person's race? Why is that important?
All I'm saying is, like, I think people think he is Dom Toretto. Vin Diesel is Dom Toretto.
actually Dom
He's
Toretto.
not Vin Diesel.
That's funny.
He is Dom Toretto. Vin Diesel's a funny.
He's Groot.
He is a funny
That's all
looking
he is.
dude. Yeah, he's a funny looking.
How much
dude.
money do you think he got paid to be?
I don't know. I gotta see what his net
He
worth
doesn't
is.
really have a line. Guys, so he doesn't really have to.
His net worth is $225 million.
Woo.
But-
What's the rock?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Is it's always a thing, but
The Rock's definitely got more for sure. Let's see.
yeah, didn't he buy the?
Yeah, he has
Channel.
450 million.
Oh, that's like double. Vin Diesel, what are you gonna do about it?
That's double.
Next, we need Jason Statham on it.
He became a member of the board of directors for the WWE. He didn't buy it. But I mean, that means that he owns
Yeah.
a stake in the company at
Yeah.
some degree, yeah.
And he has that financial company, right? Chestnut.
I don't know.
It's like a
View of
investment.
Chestnut.
Is it like a investment thing?
Open a chest.
Chin nut?
Get on top of this, guys. We
It's
gotta
called-
figure this stuff out. We
you're
have to
supposed to say
bust this nut
You're
wide
supposed
open.
to say, what's a chin nut, dude?
I'm trying to look up shit.
What is a chin nut?
I
It's a
tried-
dick in your mouth.
I tried to look up chestnut finance and it said Joey Chestnut. I don't give a fuck about hot dogs, bro.
Said, I'm not worried about hot dogs right now, dude.
This is-
Liz.
Hot dogs are another discussion.
Lizinator. We got these cool. We're going to Dallas to go see a concert. Like 3 of us. So, friend CJ bought us all these shirts, matching shirts, and it's
I like nuts on my chin.
cute as
it
fuck.
says this has Risen.
Yeah, this is a great.
Like
I've seen that.
Riz.
That's awesome. Yeah.
He bought the shirt.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a fucking I have a shirt that's like the Coca-Cola logo where it says Coca-Cola so refreshing or whatever the fuck it says. I says Jesus Christ so refreshing.
Dude, I saw this.
I cannot.
Oh, it's
I
Instagram
can't-
post, and it was like they reenacted like the video, but it was so it's the painting is Jesus like smashing a fist in the water in the ocean, and it's wine bottles, like just shooting out of the water. So he's like pounding the water with his fist.
Turning water into wine
It's
bottles.
like, he's like
not
separating
even
the
just
ocean.
not even turning it into wine, turning it into bottles of wine.
Yeah,
just creating glass out of nowhere with a cork.
sheer badassness of that.
I wanted that painting so bad. It was
Yeah, I
it was
would've
fucking
painted.
out of that
I
video.
do
like,
want that on a.
here.
I want that on a shirt, honestly.
You know?
Jesus.
Well, so it's a tour shirt. Then the back of it is all the Bible.
The Bible verses, but it, like with the tour dates.
He has like a guitar on the front. He's like shredding.
That,
Hair's like blowing back. It's
who are
pretty.
you going to
it's,
see?
it's a just full blown death metal. I don't remember who all it is, but I think it might be.
He has risen.
He has risen.
In.
He is risen.
He was resin, if you think about it.
Nailed it.
Forgive us, everybody. But
Oh, sorry, guys.
Forgive us for we have sinned.
he hath riz.
Right.
Oh,
Oh. I kind of love how we preface this podcast.
I was
how
about
we
to
were gonna
segue
get into
right
a
now into the
sentimental
sentimental-
position, and it's like this has just been like a comedy, like hilarious. What are we fucking talking about? Shit. Oh man.
we talked about chill pills for a minute. That was good.
Take a Xanax, dude. Calm down.
For real.
You're getting a little furious, but not fast enough.
You need a disco, you need a disco biscuit.
Disco biscuit.
All right, I just want to fucking know what the fuck is this? Trending searches on Google. Terminator flamethrower robot dog.
Oh, those are crazy, dude.
What
Have you
the
seen
fuck
those?
is this?
What the fuck?
Have you
Why
seen those?
You want to? Do you want to see what it is?
Yeah, I
So
want to see
those,
what it is.
You know
Throw
those
it up on the screen.
robotic dogs they've been working on, right? It has like a flamethrower on its back.
There's no way any police gonna use it
Yeah.
to abuse
No.
their power.
Yeah.
No,
right?
not
no
at
way.
all.
Did you see
Definitely
the,
not.
Any police
what was the
department.
book? You remember
That'll never
You
happen.
remember Fahrenheit 451?
You know what? They need to put a 50 cal on it. What?
Yeah, dude, just end it
The
all.
flamethrower's not enough.
Fuck
You have
you.
enough room right there to
You know,
totally have a 50
In the
caliber
post I
machine.
saw, they were like,
Fucking-
"This is how to disengage it. You have to do it from the bottom." But like, they're like, "Be careful, because if you get near the joints, it'll crush your arm and your fingers." I was like, "All right, how the fuck? How am I
Norris's
supposed to get
thighs?
near that shit?" It's like flamethrower. But then people are like, "No, if you do like water balloons full of paint or like oil and shit, and you throw it at it, it'll dismantle its system, basically. So it won't be able to like really, cause like you have to like throw it like on its shit, so it can't really see or detect anything."
So we're gonna play paintball with the dog with the flamethrower robot.
Not if you can run it behind it.
I just have some reservations about.
Are we fucked? Maybe.
Said I may have thrown out my ACL last week.
Well, because the old thing they're gonna do is like, all right, don't send a person in there, send in the dog, and then instead of doing anything,
Target acquired.
yeah, like proportionate response, not a question that will be asked.
You haven't read Fahrenheit 451?
There's a
Reddit?
movie.
Is
There's
it
a
a-
movie too. Movie's pretty
Isn't
good.
that Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
What is that about? What,
Basically, books are illegal. Like you can't have any books.
that's
if-
not far from
If
happening.
they find a book in your house, they'll burn that bitch down.
There's a Twilight Zone.
Like they'll either arrest you, like you'll get arrested, or they'll just burn you alive
Okay,
in the house.
seems extreme.
But like they had dogs and that
A
shit
hot
too.
take.
They also had like something similar. But like they would also just burn shit. But firefighters weren't there to burn fires out or
They
take.
were there
like,
to start fires.
They were there to burn.
What a twist!
But
What a twist.
dude, yeah, dude.
I'd watch it. Give it a shot. It really reminds me of a Twilight Zone episode.
The
Yeah.
book is better, but the movie's not a bad depiction.
When did the movie come out?
2014.
Book's old, but the book was back. You know, it's one of those books you read when you're reading like A Brave New World or you're reading fucking 1984 or
2018.
Animal Farm.
Okay, yeah.
2018.
When you start reading all those books, is like when you kind of read it.
I finally listened to an audiobook of 1980.
You're like dystopian society when you're going through that phase. I don't know if I went through that phase. I know.
Oh
not
yeah, for
everyone
sure.
goes through that phase.
What bothered me was how close Cyberpunk looked like it's
yeah, but
that dude really got it
But
pretty fucked.
1984 and A Brave New World are pretty like 1984 is more like thought police, right? Like
Yeah.
they're gonna
Yeah,
predict your
for sure.
thoughts.
Kind of already
Yeah.
there.
We are. We're
yeah,
pretty
like
much there.
what's the thing?
It's almost like
Big
it's-
Brother, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
we're
the
pretty
thought
much
police
there.
is almost like in your own head now. It's like you don't want to.
Yeah, you-
you don't want people to see you a certain way, so you censor yourself.
yeah, it's
instead of
self-censorship.
people
You don't have to
having to
censor.
Black
censor
Mirror
you,
episode like that too, basically.
type of thing.
But then there's the Brave New World, which is like where basically like they're not having natural births anymore.
yeah.
They're beyond natural births. They're doing that shit in like fucking like labs and shit. That's
I think we are about to be. I think it'll happen like probably in like 15 years. I think you'll have to have a license to have a child. You'll have to apply to have.
because
They'll be like, well, we can't trust you to be a parent. 'Cause how do we know your kid's not going
Yeah.
to turn out crazy?
that's fair.
But we need to know that you're going to raise them a certain way so they don't end up being crazy. That could be dangerous for everybody else. So then you'll have to apply to even.
I think what's crazy though is because a lot of people are talking about how like eventually, you know, with AI and shit, and then like and VR, probably more men will go out less and probably won't be having as many
We're there
kids
already.
with women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're there already.
Yeah, I mean, you see like childbirth declining already, right?
Mhm.
Also, the economies with the economy like it is, on top of stuff like that,
Can't afford.
people are going to be having less kids. You know, so
Yeah.
eventually it's like
You can barely afford to go out. The fuck you talking about?
But that shit also, that shit like what is it like? How people always say that basically dismantles the atomic family, which also helps to benefit capitalism and to a certain extent as well.
Well,
Yeah,
it does and
that's
it
true.
doesn't, because it does in the sense of like you'll be buying all these other things, but I mean you won't have as many people to buy shit.
I don't
Well,
like the nuclear family thing, but
Oh, I
I
said
think
atomic.
people.
same
No, it's
shit.
same thing. It's same thing.
Yeah, right.
But I've heard both.
Yeah.
But I think, people have the right to want to try to do that, to have that traditional family. Like it's
Yes.
not like I find it weird and I find it kind of creepy because like remember when I was in like high school, or something, I like walked out of my house one day and I just realized that there was one SUV and one truck in front of each house. It made sure the houses looked at least pretty similar to each other. And I just walked out and I was looking at my street. Everything just looked the same, and I was like, ooh. And I went
Yeah.
back inside, and I was like, I don't want to think about that. I was like, I don't even want to think about that. But people have a right to, that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't think
That
there's anything
part.
wrong with
Yeah,
it.
I think
but still, I'm just saying, like,
Not for me.
personally, I don't really.
Not
I
for me,
think
yeah.
it is the importance of understanding that you can protect a person's choice without thinking that's a choice you would make. You know.
Yeah,
it's-
exactly.
So
that's the whole point,
it's,
right?
It's yes.
That's the whole idea of.
It's not hurting anybody to want that for yourself. So whenever you can have these thought processes, it does bring on the idea of like, well, why would I want that for myself? It's hard to like. I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but also it's difficult because it's like, how do you break that mold? It's not to say that it's wrong for people to want that, but it becomes like a certain like societal mold that people fall into. Like you can just talk about
But
like
it's also just part of this.
well, not even just part of the suburbs though, because I mean like that brings on like the suburbs expand at that point because it's like the conversation of like gentrification to a degree. It's like if this area is thriving and this area is not, then in a lot of times that this area will either pull from this area to get like more thriving citizens in this city.
I think you'll see it in a different way. Like like
Or
he's
you'll
saying,
see
like,
it
in the city, right?
or you'll see it in the more sinister way where the place that's thriving more is able to use that money that they're creating in that like infrastructure that they've built to just funnel like and eat away at the surrounding areas and just take from the poorer
Say like this,
instead of
you know, the
being
Heights,
able to.
for instance, that's a perfect example.
good
So think
example,
about it, like
yeah.
a lot of people our age right now, a lot less are having kids. A lot of people are moving to places like that, a little bit cheaper. It's in the city, right? They're starting to like make it a little bit nicer, brush up the dirty shit.
Heights?
Yeah.
It's
And-
getting cleaned up right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they make a nicer.
Yeah.
But that's the
it
thing.
not,
is
wasn't always like
it
that.
wasn't always like that. It's been
Like that for a long time.
No.
no, like last like 15 years maybe.
I wouldn't even say that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Not even like that long.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and
So it's just certain areas. So like there's certain like spots in the Heights, but I think now it's just becoming more and more like gentrified is the right word. It's
For
becoming
25 to 35-year-olds with no kids, maybe kids, but like more than likely no kids, and
and the people that were native to those streets and towns and areas of that like specific like sub area of Houston are either being pushed out or forced into like probably bad situations as far as like the landlords that they might have or neighbors that they might have to deal with now in their specific neighborhoods. It just becomes an issue in the way that the only reason that is happening is because it's being gentrified type of shit. Whereas like there is almost a better way to pour into a community rather than rob the community of its resources and then act like you're giving back whenever you set up a shop.
Oh, make everything more expensive, and then
yeah.
I mean, somebody's.
I mean,
gonna
that
pay
just
for it.
pushes a bunch of people out that
Can't afford
people
it.
do that. Yeah, exactly. And that's why when people want it, they're like, all right, production, but we're going to have a lot of these people.
I mean, that's happening.
A
in
lot of
our
these people
area.
that can't afford it
Every
have
area.
to leave and then down the houses.
It's happening in
Make money that way.
in every area, every area in the Houston area to a degree. It's like everything is kind of booming, but that means that there have been plans set in place for 5 to 10 years, and there have been commissions set up to try to get people out of these homes and get them into either assisted living or government-funded living or things that like that are
Apartment complex.
that where these
Yeah.
people have zero ownership over the place that they live.
I was watching something on Instagram. I was like, it was some girl talking about like, I had a house. She's like young. She's like and the whole video it was like it was a podcast. But like yeah, I used to have it, and I'm best decision I've ever made. And I was just like, that is horrible advice to give people. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's better.
you will
to
never
own-
have anything of your own ever.
No.
Someone else has it, not yours. Like maybe some things you're okay. You don't have to take care of your yard. Big deal. Like,
It's
like-
small potatoes type of thing. It's like you have very inconvenient problems when it comes to ownership, but those inconvenient problems are outweighed by the issues of not owning.
it seemed like
and-
it probably was like it didn't genuine for having.
It's tough.
But I was kind of just like it just creeped me out because I was like, why is somebody?
It's
Don't
tough
push it.
because there's genuine videos. Like I mean, it's comedy to us, but in that time, it wasn't comedy. This was like a legit person's perspective of people saying, "I can't drink and drive anymore." The government's, and as sooner or later, it's gonna be communist
Well, for them
Russia.
it was crazy. Yeah, you know, for them it was crazy. They're like,
But-
what?
For us, it's comedy
unheard
because
of.
like that's hilarious. Why would you want to drink and drive? But at that time, it's literally that's what they're thinking is like, did you take away this freedom? Now you're gonna take away something else.
Put a foot in the door.
You gonna mouse always gonna ask for milk as soon as you give him a cookie type shit. But like the problem becomes like
Did you just quote?
Yeah, if you give him a cookie.
so
a
you
muffin.
didn't like that book?
Did
He's gonna
I had
ask
if
for-
I had that one? I had the moose. If you give a moose a muffin,
That was a good
Come
one.
on, dude.
Yeah, I had all that.
Classics.
Just sorry.
Shout out all the pair. But no, I think it just it's I don't know. It becomes an issue where you really don't have an understanding of like what you're seeing online. Is this an ad? Is this a person actually saying this? If so, are they saying it out of jest? Are they trolling, or is this actually someone that has
No,
a
it looked like,
misunderstanding
it looked like
of
an
the
ad.
system type of thing? You know, but you have
Yeah.
to almost ask these questions whenever you see
Oh,
these
yeah, for
type
sure,
of
yeah.
things. Because I mean,
Almost
I
always fake.
I mean,
Most of
because
it's
I was
fake now.
telling
That's what I'm saying.
a
I
while
was like,
a while
that's weird-
back.
who's making this?
So look, a while back
That
I
was
was
my question.
a while back I was telling him about like a woman who was complaining, like making TikToks complaining about how her son's school wouldn't treat her son as a cat. He's a cat.
Oh yeah,
I
fuck
take him
you
to-
for that.
So I was like,
Not you, but
no, but I was like telling him at the time, I was like, this is crazy, right? Like, but I don't know whether I can take this to be real. Like, is this really a woman that is actually filing a suit with her
or
school,
is she bullshitting?
or is she bullshitting for views?
But she was.
But she was.
She was bullshitting.
But
for
she
views?
was, because then like literally 3 weeks later, it was a different like
it was like just
different.
kidding. I don't think I'm a kid.
No,
There
not
was
even
no
that.
kid.
It was
No,
it
there
was
was
just
no kid.
it was just the same woman doing a different type of video
Trying to
on
make
a
a point.
different hot button topic, trying to be go viral off of something that
But then
could
she had a
go
bunch of
viral.
videos like that.
A bunch of videos like that.
So she really was just trying to get those.
She's
numbers.
a merchant in the
Trying to
in
get those
these
numbers.
viral videos of trying to touch on hot button topics.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, like, if we just sat here and said way more hot take shit,
it's easy.
the numbers
money.
would go up, like, because people would want to comment and be like, "Fuck you for that," you know.
Right.
Like, but no matter what, negative attention is good attention.
I think that's what's
Right,
crazy about the
but
internet.
inherently that's not what I'm saying.
As
Inherently what I'm
Kanye can-
inherently, yes, that would drive engagement, but inherently what I'm saying is now we as the viewer have to always ask, is this an actual problem that's going on in
Yeah,
our
you have
society?
to be aware
Or
of
is this just someone that's trying to bring either awareness to this issue or just views to themselves?
Yeah, you have to
It-
basically
it's-
always be aware that it might be bullshit.
It
Decipher
it
what's
probably
going on. Is a good
it maybe is
Attitude to have.
always bullshit
anyway.
until you are giving some type of like circumstantial evidence to a degree.
Honestly, even when I see people that are serious and they're like trying to fight an issue online, I don't take it serious because I'm like, y'all are all
Nah.
just kind of like piggybacking off of something else rather than actually like trying to make an effort towards something.
It's
It's
not
more
a,
like you feel like that's you making an effort.
it's not a
but you're
conduit of change. You just want to put your 2 cents in so you feel like you've done something.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, and you know, a lot of those people feel personally offended because it's more that it doesn't match their ideals, but they identify with their ideals. Not even the opposite of them. They feel like it's a personal attack on them.
Right.
Have to say something. Like,
And
you don't have to say something.
but also that's the thing is
Do not
that
have to engage.
getting that person to feel like they have to say something is exactly what you're doing it for.
Yeah,
you getting that
No, no,
engagement
yeah,
is,
exactly.
is driving you to think I should continue doing this.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been caught in it. Like I know there's definitely a couple Instagram videos, especially with like music and stuff, where I'm just like, had me so, and I said something, and then right after that, I was like, I hate when people comment on. I just do,
Yeah.
you know, but I've done it. You know, I've done it at least like 3 times.
Oh,
I mean,
I never comment on anything
I took a break.
other
From,
than YouTube videos. I'll comment on YouTube videos
don't.
because usually there's a not like just, but I mean like there's usually a lot of time there's a. And I'll participate in the conversation, but like Instagram shit where it's a 5-second video,
I'd say
of
I
some dumb
comment.
shit, and you got really pissed off. I feel so dumb.
I would say I comment on less shit than I probably even should. Like, there's a lot of shit that I like.
Same,
I'll type
but-
out a reply and then just delete that shit. Like, I don't really even care enough to deal with
I
this
do
shit.
And then
that.
you delete it, and you're like, "Why was I about to do that?
Yeah,
Like, why was I
exactly.
about to comment on that?"
I do that
cares?
often. I do that often where I'm like typing something out. I'm like, I don't even really want to put this out. Fuck that shit.
I've been trying to give it like a solid 50 seconds of just writing if I want, and most. Oh God, I just wasted 50 seconds tonight.
I know it's
See, but for-
you know what I mean? And I'm like,
But also for me, it's like I'm on the fence of like whether or not that's a confidence issue or if it's actually good for me to not
No, it's
engage
probably,
in those
look,
things.
I'll tell you this. So, like, I used to engage because I used to get a thrill of it. Dude, I used to be like, fuck these motherfuckers, and I'll engage. Because I would just be like, these people
Yeah.
suck. I would get, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was fucking hilarious. But then it would
well,
just
I
start
like
to-
trolling.
But then
It
it
is
would
funny.
just make me angry. There was a point where
Yeah.
I was just getting angry, right?
Yeah.
I took a break for a little while. I come back, and no, trust me, it is just more so you're like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Why?
was I? Yeah.
I-
who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I
It doesn't
think
matter.
now
Yeah,
I think
doesn't
nowadays
matter.
I don't get mad at comments or even really posts. I get mad at myself for being online.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
right.
close
You're
out.
just
I'm like, why am I doing this?
disappointed in yourself for even
I'm like
being
on
there.
maybe 10 or 11 and I'm just like, oh dude, I just wasted like 17 minutes. What the fuck am I doing here, dude? Like
I gained nothing from this. Yeah, and 100%.
I do like the YouTube shorts more than I like. And sometimes like I'll see stuff on the YouTube one. I mean, that's probably my algorithm on YouTube.
That's what it is.
I get a
'cause
lot of that on
But
Instagram.
but I feel like Instagram they don't
nature.
really. I'll get death metal stuff and everything like that I'm interested in, but I feel like my ads on it not Not interesting.
100%. All right, we're closing in on an hour. I kind of want to catch up on this before we, get too far in.
Mm-hmm.
The tough thing to touch on here, but I did want to bring it to attention because he was an awesome person. He was always a light, always positive. Dude was, I've heard so many people say at this point, never met a stranger. Very devastating news, very sad. But I wanted to give a shout out to the homie Joe, also known by Trey by his family and close friends as well, because he was the third. But he did pass away within the past week, unfortunately. And he will be missed. But I do if y'all want to share some moments as well, I want to share a couple moments about him, and then take a moment of silence. And if y'all wanted to, for whoever out there as well who's going through any type of grieving, has lost anybody recently, that this moment of silence will be for them as well. But I remember every interaction, and Joe has also been on this podcast as well. He is a past guest, and it was such a fun time. Y'all should go check that out too. Not because we care about the views, but just so you can see just kind of what kind of person he was. You know what I mean?
His essence.
Just an essence of who, that's not who he was, but a fraction, a piece, something that you can capture and just get a feel for the type of person that he was. Just lighthearted, always fun, just having a good time, always willing to see the world in a different point of view than what everyone else did.
Energetic.
Yeah, so energetic.
Very upbeat.
Always. It didn't matter. Yeah. It didn't matter who you were. Always said what's up. I never saw him treat anyone really different. Even if he felt a different way, he never really treated someone different just because. Even if you were newer, because I worked with him for 3.5 years, but I also had times outside of work with him, and he always, wanted more for his life. He always had the idea that he was going to own his own business, whatever that business was. And he was always coming with new ideas and seeing what would work for him and, trying to figure out what was going to be best for him. And then one of our last conversations was him telling me what his idea was, what his goal was, what he had in mind, and what his future was going to be. And and he was just so happy that day too. And I think I'm glad that was one of the last, it's unfortunate, but I'm glad that was one of the last memories. Was to see him just that happy and that optimistic about life, and just I'm thankful that I got to meet him, that he was in my life, and it is unfortunate for his passing. God bless his family, if that's what you believe in, everyone out there that's grieving at the moment. But I am thankful to have met him, and I hope that wherever he's at now, he's living his dreams. I don't know if y'all have, a moment you want to share.
I didn't get to hang out with him times. My working cake, but I actually did after I left whiskey. One of those things. Somehow I wasn't even going there that much. Going out Molly's and never see. Why is it the last 5 times I've been here you've been at Molly? I'm but it wasn't anything specific, but it literally even at work at 9 o'clock in the morning after everybody was drinking. Weird to, kind of hard for a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. Last week has been really rough. It's been hard to find the words, but I think what's been beautiful about the darkness is seeing all of his family come together, his friends come together, come out the woodwork. People you maybe haven't seen in years.
I hadn't.
People maybe you haven't talked to ever, just that knew him, that you knew him, and you guys got to meet somehow on the unfortunate of circumstances, Like it's a little unrelated, but it's kind of it's very much related. It's like I didn't even know Joe's great aunt was my first grade teacher,
Really?
but I saw her there at the event on Sunday night. She like came up to me because it's weird because I had seen her a few weeks earlier. She had come into our dental office and she was like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I was like, I don't, but like for some reason like you feel familiar. And she was like, "I was your first grade teacher. Like I taught you and your
They
classmates."
always
and
remember.
she like named off a couple of my classmates. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. I thought I had a memory of my first grade teacher, but I was kind of like drawn back to my memory, and I was actually it's like, nah, that was the person I was thinking of was my second grade teacher, and I really don't remember first grade like that. So it's crazy because I was like, I do remember you now, but I would have never remembered that until she told me, and then she was there. She was like, "You know Trey? How did you know Trey?" And I was like, "How did you? What is going on?" Like it's just one of those like weird synchronicity like connections type of thing. But that's unrelated. But like what I was trying to say is it's beautiful to see how many people like were really connected to that man and how many people's lives he changed. It's definitely always going to be one of those like things that fucks with me cuz it's not just a moniker that only the good die young. It actually is true, and we see it year by year, day by day. So many people are lost, whether it's they're lost in their lives, and we've lost so many good people to suicide, or if it's things like this where it's tragic scenarios. But in all reality, we don't know this shit ends. This shit ends without notice, and we don't know who we cannot live without. We don't really appreciate the voids that we will once have. 'Cause it is the moment you choose to give somebody your heart and actually become vulnerable and open up to them is the moment that you decide that there will be a void in your future. That you might be lucky enough to not experience that void, but that means everyone else will be experiencing it because you will be that void in their life. But it's just it is, but it that doesn't make it any easier. That's the lesson. And it's a reality check. I think I've grown up more in the last week than I have in the last 5 years, and that's strange. It's something that doesn't really know. I don't even like I said. It's hard to find the words. It's undeniable. It's there.
Been tough, man. I mean, walking into that building, it's just there stiff. You know, it's hard. It's
Can't even imagine.
yeah.
Having to
It's
work
just a
there.
a position that just cannot be filled. It will never be filled again. You know, it's
Yeah.
a piece that will always be missing because it's gone forever. You know,
Yeah.
it's a missing piece that there's not another piece to fit that spot, and it is tough. But it was beautiful to see how many people came together for the GoFundMe
Yeah.
for his family. How many having his we did a celebration of life, and seeing everyone come together for that and share moments, and just how many people's lives he did touch. You know, it was a very very once again very 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 unfortunate. Was such a cool dude, man. Like I couldn't even express like
It's
how
weird.
awesome every interaction was. You know, never had a bad moment
Yeah.
when I was talking to him, dude. Even when he was upset, you could see he was upset, but it was never like malicious, you know. But seeing all the people's lives that he touched, and it was something. And I think it's even crazier seeing everyone around you. I mean, it's good to have the support system, you know, to have all the people around you that are experiencing the same thing. It does make it a little easier, not much, but it's tough. But also like everyone grieving in their own way, and I just wanted to also say that for everyone that is out there that has lost someone, everyone lost someone out there. Everyone grieves in their own way. It does come in waves. Tough. It's not necessarily easy path. You know, some days are gonna be better than others. You know, some things might invoke a memory, you know, at a certain time. It's not always a set in stone way of getting over something. You want to say something?
Well, I was gonna say it's just like it's weird because life has like this weird metaphor of being similar to a like almost like a puzzle that is everlastingly changing. You're always getting new pieces to try to make some type of picture look good with the pieces that you've been given, but there's constantly pieces being taken from you as well. So like you'll never truly finish the puzzle. And each moment you think that you've finished it, something changes in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you get a new piece or a piece is stolen from you and you're left to pick up the pieces to a degree.
Yeah, I'll also say that it puts into perspective kind of, you know, life is fast. It happens constantly and you're caught up in all these other things. Really makes you think about the things that are important, you know, not to forget what those,
Yeah.
you know, 'cause we're so caught up in, you know, trying. I kind of goes back to like the idea like people trying to make themselves look good and whatever that means. But like, you know, whether, you know, you just got the promotion or you got this, you know, this great job you've always wanted or whatever that may be. But the people that are right there in your lives, right there around you, like that's what matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this moment here, the people that you love and the moments that you make. And I think he proved that in a lot of ways. And
Yeah.
I'm thankful to have met him and had him in my life.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely same. It was like Joe as a person was just somebody that I don't know. I think he saw life differently than a lot of people I know. He didn't take a bad day to be the worst thing that's ever happened to him. He didn't take a bad customer to ruin the rest of his shift or even a situation where things got rocky. It's not the end of the world. I think he saw things for what they are in the moment and also understood that we can be very dramatic about the things that happen to us in our life and we can tell ourselves stories about how reality actually is, but it's a lot more brave to actually live in reality, not tell yourself stories, not believe the stories we tell ourselves, and to truly exist the best possible way that you can.
With that, I would like to take a moment of silence. Maybe 30 seconds to a minute, just sit here, sit with however you're feeling. All right. Have anything else you want to say before we wrap it up? Any messages to the people? Anything you want to get off your chest? Mr. Joe, love you fellas. Glad to be able to do this with y'all every week. Thankful for everyone who tunes in. Thankful to be able to do this every week with people I love, people I care about, have our friends on. It's a privilege. It's a blessing. I couldn't ask for more out of this life, and I'm thankful for all of you out there, for all the people I've met, for the people in this room. And I just want to let you guys know, if you're going through anything, you can always reach out. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this, and we're going to continue to push forward and make the best of our lives.
I think the hardest thing to say in these times is the truth. And the truth of the matter is people like Joe don't want to see people cry. They want to see people laugh. They want to see people smile. And Joe would have wanted that. He wouldn't want us to be sitting around crying, even though it's the most impossible thing to do, to be happy in a time like this. But it is that. It is as cliche as it sounds. It is true. These are times to celebrate. These are times to celebrate each other. These are times to celebrate the life that we have, the moments that we live, the breath that we take in. You never know when it's going to end, but at the end of your life, the end of even Joe's life, isn't the end of everything. And we have to find ways to not just cope with the loss, but also celebrate the life and not just treat this as loss. Because it's not just loss. It's more than that, you know. He's been more to us than just this loss, is kind of what I'm saying. And I think people should take that in and understand that you should grieve how you grieve, because grievance is different for everybody. But also don't live in that grievance and don't allow it to be the only memory that you have of the thing that you're grieving. Understand the good times and understand the bad. Take them all in. They both mean something.
He's with us now, and I think a piece of him will be with us for the rest of our lives. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in for another week. This has been Fine and Dandy. We'll talk to you guys soon. Y'all take care.